Morning, welcome to a beautiful, almost fall day in Illinois. A couple things going on today here at Irish Outlaw Garage. We have a few things to button up here on Bonnie, and then I have a few things to button up on Artemis. Got our local downtown cruise in Effingham, Illinois, and we're going to take as many of them as we can. So let me get into what's going on. Now, if you saw the last video, I got this one pretty well, you know, in sync, except for I got a few things cleaned out here. The interior's all done. Okay. Anyway, we took this thing for a drive the other day. Me and Zeppy did after that and the end of that video, and I'll be damned if this thing didn't overheat on us. And so I brought it back here and I opened the hood, and you could hear a whining. Oh boy. And yeah, I believe our new water pump said, which is typical anymore. New parts for old cars, they're straight garbage, just like normal. So I'm gonna pull that off. O'Reilly's has one sitting there on the shelf for me. I'm gonna go grab it and we're gonna change it out, and I'm gonna go ahead and change out the thermostat. I always change both at the same time, even though that thermostat's not very old. Like I said, this thing overheated on us. Not bad overheated, but overheated. So I ordered a new water pump because this thing was noisy. I mean, it was noisy. So I know something's going on in there. May not be bad as far as circulating, but I cleaned it all out again. I had to flush the whole system again. I didn't put that on camera. It come out looking like chocolate milk. It's not oil. It's just old rust and crap coming out of that engine because it sat for a long time. You're gonna get to that someday, right? This is what happens when you're gonna get to that someday. Anyway, let me show you the joy that I'm going through. As you can see, I got the water pump out and it is a little noisy. That's a brand new one, so it's under warranty. So then, you know, got everything apart, but then, you know, what can and will go wrong absolutely will go wrong. That is a broken off bolt. That is a brand new bolt, grade 8 by the way, that I put in there. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. I'm actually to the point, my friends, that I'm just gonna goop her up and slam the other ones in it. I'm done. So this is all back together. Did the best I could. I actually put antifreeze in it because it actually will help keep an engine cooler. I'm just wanting to put something in there, maybe some additive, maybe clean it out a little bit. Maybe that'll help. I've been letting it sit for about an hour while I've been doing something else. And that's going over Artemis. Make sure all the lights work. I'm gonna check the turning signals and stuff. Started it up because he ain't been ran for a little while. Checked the oil, it was a little low because the pan's leaking. Don't know why, because, yeah. Did hook up this. That right there is something Amber wanted on there, and she doesn't know I'm putting it on there. But yeah, this little button right here. See if I can get it. You can hear it. Yeah, Artemis sounds good. I'm pretty proud of that engine. That thing sounds great. And if you haven't seen the old videos of this some ran an 11.23 and an eighth of a mile. This monstrosity ran that in an eighth of a mile. Now to some, an eighth of a mile, like 11 seconds and an eighth, that's shit. Well, not in this, it ain't. Not in this. A few more little things. I'm getting ready to start that sucker up too, get it warmed up, but I'm letting him circulate. That way, before we go, I can check the fluids and everything, make sure she's ready to go. So, both cars run great. Everything's good, cleaned them up. Couldn't hand the cruise now. Whole family's been here most of the day, so I ain't done much filming, but let's go up and show you some cars, huh? Morning. It's the Sunday after my hometown cruise night. And as you can see, I didn't show anything from the cruise. That's because I really didn't get to cruise. I made one lap and I was going to go around and do a bunch of with other cars, you know, and maybe take a lap in the ambulance and maybe Oogie, because they both went. But I'm in my recovery vehicle right now. That would be Jabby, because after that one lap in the Buick, my brand new starter, brand new, shorted out and killed the entire car. I had to be pushed into a parking lot up here downtown. So I'm headed up there right now to take the starter off and see if I can't put a different solenoid on it or something, while I have a new starter coming. So I was so pissed off, I wasn't filming. You didn't want to see that. I was mad. I kept my cool, talked to people, you know, explained the ambulance, all that kind of thing. But yeah, I was mad. So I need to get this thing running. I need to get it home. And then after that, we'll get to work. So let's get up here and see, get this starter out of here. If the car's still here, who knows? They may have towed it. It's at a public library. I don't know. Bunch of bullshit. I'm tired of this new parts. All my problems, all of them, new parts. We really need to check out all the problems with parts, because wow, are they f***ing garbage. This is what I wanted to do today. What kind of transmission is this anyway? It's 2-speed. Oh, there's my exhaust leak. At least I'm on pavement, you know. This is kind of nice. I don't have to worry about nothing. Although, it's a nice thing here. You got it. Yeah, that's good. Right in my face. I don't see any trans leaks. Still need to get this crossmember changed. Hopefully that don't crush me. That would suck. Hopefully this thing has enough nuts. I doubt it though. Piece of shit. And let's try it. Hey. Oh yeah, she's coming. Okay, so let's get one out. There's one, a little one. Before we do anything else though, ooh, I gotta cut my new wire. See, remember in the video here not too long ago, I said need to be longer wires, because if I need to get up there and pull that down, yeah, well here I am. I can't see. I'll take them off. Damn it. There we go. Come on. Come off there, you son of a bitch. There we go. There we go. Now my wires are free. Don't look like any of them's broken or nothing. Okay. So let's take her down. And where's my thing? Where'd you go? Oh, that's right. Leave your glasses right where they can get smashed. There we go. Ah. I remember right. This thing's a son of a bitch. Oh, no, it's gonna come right out because, why? Because I put extra wires on it. There we go. There we go. And I have the main wire undone, so it'll come straight down. Huh. Don't look like nothing's hurt. Nothing's bad. Let me pull on that one a little more. There we go. And I got that one locked in. It's still better than it was. And those, I believe, are they 3/8? I don't remember. I don't think so. I don't think they're 3/8. I'll hit the camera. I think they're smaller than that. Yep, be right back. Can't remember what size the big boy is. I think it's 9/16. Nope, it's 5/8. That's great. I can just slide right back out again. Ow. My damn head. And there's the ratchet. Well, let's see if these come off first. Did I get the wrong size? I did. Okay, fine. Stop 5/16. So it's metric. That's great. Or is it this fancy 11/32? It's the fancy 11/32. Now, why wouldn't you just change that? Damn junk. I'm just about had it with any kind of aftermarket starter from any company at all. I'm thinking I might just go to using some high post starters or something. It costs me more money. That kind of kills the idea of budgeting, but you get sick of it, man. And I am sick of putting on starters. Beautiful day. Absolutely gorgeous day. Oh, one hand Willie here. Come on. Put all my screws and nuts and bullshit back on. I'm waiting until 3:30 for a starter, but I know that the starter in this, the actual mechanism isn't bad. It's this damn solenoid. So I'm gonna go to O'Reilly's. We're gonna put this thing on the bench test because let's not forget, it could also be the ignition switch. I'm not gonna completely blame this yet, but I doubt it. I'm pretty certain it's this, but we're gonna find out. So yeah, it was the whole starter, the whole starter was bad. It wouldn't even kick out. Barely spun, failed at everything, brand new. Finally, it's been 84 years and I have the new starter and a new positive cable, some water wetter, and a 16-pound radiator cap because the one that's on it is 19. It looks kind of cheap and plastic. I'm thinking that might be part of my problem. It don't let out no pressure. So I'm in my, I'm in my parts getter and I'm headed there right now. We're gonna put this thing in. Did I mention how nice the floors are in this thing? Not that I really want to be under here right now. Of course, it'd be awesome if I could just change this crossmember on this pavement. Boy, I could fall asleep here. This is something else here. Well, I'm under here. Everything seems okay, except for this leak exhaust. Okay, let's quit around here. Get all this crap off of this piece of shit. That's right. Ow! Son of a bitch. This really is a nice kit from O'Reilly's. Had it for a while. Everybody having a good time? Great. I love it. That's what matters. Long bolt. Long bolt. Ow. Son of a bitch. Why is this being so hard? There. Let's just get her up in there. Where'd my other bolt go? Well, why are you being a head? Alright, let me pull that. Damn it. Caught in every thing. Okay. Things squared away here. I had to make me a cable because, let's just face it, I'd rather do it myself. Bought the good end, if you want to call it that. Zinc. Hook up all my electronics. Okay, ground's hooked up, starter's hooked up, everything's hooked up. Do we got any sparky spark? Nope. Seems to be. Starter's tight, everything's tight. Let's see if she starts. Start right the frig up. Okay, so she runs. Whoop-de-f***ing-do. That's still the second starter I put on it. I have a third on order. So let me button up a few things here and we'll see if she'll start for real, okay? Uh-oh, wasn't me. Wasn't me. So I guess she's fixed. Whatever. Shut her right up. Runs like a champ. Guess we'll find out. Hopefully that helped putting that different radiator cap on it, because she liked to get warm, but she wasn't spitting nothing. And they'll run at 210. These Buicks will. They'll run easily at 210. But yeah, we're gonna have to be real careful with that, because going through the friggin' desert, y'all. It ain't exactly cool outside, even when it's cool. So, anyway, she seems to run fine. Let's get her home. Where'd he go? Zeppy left. He was over there. There he is. But, so I got it home. I actually took it for a long drive, probably about, I don't know, 10 miles. No, it's more than that. 15, probably. The rings ain't seating. So I'm gonna have to put something in it to maybe help get the ring seated. But I'm gonna continue on this. I got a bunch of stuff to do. I am gonna gap the plugs a little wider because I forgot to do that whenever I put the electronic ignition in it. So we'll do that and we'll get to that cross member. So may not be right now in this shirt and all that stuff, but we'll keep going. See you in a bit. Hey, welcome back. It's a week and a half later, something like that. I don't know. I've been busy trucking, you name it. We had that drive thing. Starter went out, angry, cussing, throwing things. It's all good. We're fine. So today we've got to get this cross member changed in this car. I've also got a plan to maybe possibly try to take the electric choke off of one of my Edelbrocks and put it on here. I've been trying to figure out a way I could swap the carbs to an Edelbrock instead of this Carter, but because of the switch pitch, I'd have to make a bracket and all that, and I still might try that, but I only got a week before No Name Nationals and a week and 2 days before I leave for Tucson, Arizona in this car. May just have to leave it alone until we get back. Try to figure out something later, because the only other option I could see is a switch on the dash to bring it into high stall whenever it comes to a stop, and I'm not doing all that. Or I could just get me a turbo 400 or a 350, matter of fact, stick it behind this one to have a regular 3-speed. But I really like this switch pitch. It's smooth, really smooth. So let's just get to it. We got to get this thing jacked up, get underneath it, and I got to check a bunch of other stuff. We'll check the rear end, we'll check everything. Let's go. Okay, first things first. Put some light on the subject. And I wonder what size those are. They're probably 5/8 or something like that. And there you are, 5/8. I have a feeling this is going to be harder than it looks. I've used my air tools, but somehow, magically, the end of my airline blew off. So, I don't have an airline. I need to go get one. Well, okay. Come right out. Well, get out of there, you There's number 2. Alright. There's one. What is biting me in the ass? Rock. That's great. Okay. So those are off. So now we have to raise this transmission. The problem I'm coming across that we're gonna have. Ooh, I'm surprised I ain't lost this transmission already. The problem we're gonna have is getting this thing out from that exhaust. Actually, it probably won't be too bad because it's broken off, so I can just lower it, but I don't know, man. We may have to take those freaking exhaust bolts loose, and that's a whole new can of worms. This is why I was waiting. So let's get the jack in there. There. One of Aiden's school projects for his welding class. I found that covered the entire plate, you know, the pan, and that's great. And then I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and we'll take these bolts out right here, and we'll be able to get this out. And I thought, you know, I wonder if that, yeah, yeah, that's how close we were to you know, saying Cyanura transmission. Yep, time to go. All right, let me try to finagle this out of here. I'm gonna have to figure this out because I'm not exactly sure if we can get it in and out of there with exhaust on it. So let me think about this. Oh boy. Rusty and crusty. I'm gonna get to that someday. This is what it looks like. Got one anyway. What's that look like? Oh, rust in the pit. That's good. Oh, look, there's part of the bracket. That's wonderful. So the upper bracket is gone. Oh. Oh. Yep. I have a feeling that exhaust is gonna have to come off. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't want to bend it. Can't go too far that way. Well, that just sucks. Yep. I'm gonna have to take the exhaust down. Here's the other half of the bracket. There's the rubber isolator. It's molded to the bracket. Yep. Come on out of there. Yeah, there's the isolator. It's toast. God, the bracket completely disintegrated. Jesus Christ. That's alright, we'll get this all cleaned out, I guess. The bracket's gone. I need to blow this off. I do have a short air hose. I have rust everywhere. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get this exhaust down. Cannot believe that the left side come right off. But look at that flange. Look at that flange. That's not good. We're gonna have to put something on that. I've got some stuff and we'll tighten her back up, but it came off. Unbelievable. Well, said slid right out. That side's gone. That side's gone. She was about to fall. So, yeah, I knew it had to be changed, so let's get the new one, see what it looks like. See there? Same exact thing, except we're missing the ends. But, yep. Put that one in. That's out of a Goat or a Le Mans. I can't remember what Jeff told me. 2 Hex Garage had that laying around, and he had the mounts and the isolators and everything. So we're good to go. Try to get this back up in there. I think I could have got another 100K out of those. Yeah. Wow. That was close. The frame on this side, the passenger side, has got a little spot too, but it's nothing I'm going to worry about right now. That's a fix for later. We just want to get her safe and ready for the road. So let's see if we can get that, the one that, you know, had self-oiling and preservation on it. Let's get it up in there. Well, got one side in. Got the bolts in. Make sure everything's in there tight and good. Oh yeah. You should be. Always make sure you put your center bolts in on your transmission mount, which I didn't change this one out because it's brand new. This transmission was just rebuilt right before it was parked and just demolished. So I got everything in there straight. I went ahead and got some new bolts. I got the 2 bolts in the cross member that hold the mount, and I got that side in on the passenger side. That way this will come down and it will bring it all into place, and then I can tighten up that transmission. And a 1 and a 2 and a there we go. Transmission cross member installed. Now I gotta get this damn exhaust back in. This should be fun. Please don't break anything. Oh, damn it. Exhaust is on and up, but I'm afraid I've had a death in the tool family. Sayonara, old friend. I've had that since I was in high school. The black tape was to keep the pins in and few other things, and it also helped it when I was getting in hard to reach places on a box body. It would hold so the knuckle wouldn't fall down. There's other ways you can do it, hair ties, rubber bands, but black tape, if you're in a pinch, just wrap black tape around it. But I guess I'll have a ceremony in the yard later. A couple other things that I did while I was under here. I went through and hand torqued all these around this oil pump. It wasn't leaking, but I just wanted to make sure, because I really didn't tighten them all that much, and then I tightened on this here. That leads to your pressure valve and your spring. I do have the other spring to bring her up to 60 pounds, but I like where it's at. I went out and did some hard pulls, and it seemed to stay right around 40 pounds, 50 pounds, so I'm not going to touch it. It's fine. So I'm going to run the grease gun through here, and then I'm going to go to that back, and I'm going to check that differential. I need to check the differential, and I need to check the U-joints, and I'm going to find that exhaust leak that's back there. There is one right back there by one of the mufflers, so I need to figure out where that's at and try to get it fixed and see if this exhaust will even make it for 3,000 miles, because it's pretty rusty. So everything's greased top to bottom. Everything took grease. Everything looks good except for the driver's side ball joint upper has a rip in the rubber. I might just put a temporary fix on that. It seems fine. Nothing moves, so I think it's just, you know, it got bad. So I might throw some silicone on that just to hold it off until we get home, because the plan is I'd like to put 4-wheel disc brakes on this. Honestly, that's me giving something away. I'm going to put 4-wheel disc brakes on this, a little bit better rear end gear, stuff like that. So, I mean, this car's already a blast. So, but everything took at the rear end, by the way. I don't get it. It's definitely a limited slip, but I think it's been sitting so long that it's not quite, the clutches or whatever ain't quite, I don't know. I don't know. But if you turn one wheel, the other one don't. which normally you would think, well, that's one wheel peel. No, because it would go the other way. The other wheel would spin, and it's, I don't know. But if you spin her fast enough, the other one will start going. So that's what makes me think it's got some kind of clutch system in it. And I'll look more into that rear end, but fluid looked good in it. Topped her off a little bit, but other than that, I just got to worry about that exhaust leak. I don't think that it's right on the muffler, so I don't think it's going to be able to withstand too much. So I might have to think of a solution for that. Yeah, I really don't want to mess with that. It might be, I might just have to reinforce it with something. But anyway, let me think of some more crap. It just so happens that my electric choke off of one of my Edelbrocks is actually one that needs rebuilt, and I know it's good. It's exactly the same. The only thing I got to do is put this on instead of these little clips. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Well, all right then. Choke's all hooked up. I got to rerun this. This goes to the coil, but for now it was just for running. Put me a plug over this because I totally forgot that that has vacuum. I'm an idiot. I need to get these 3 wires put away, but I did happen to have to run this through into the fuse box and kind of choose a round fuse to wrap the wire around and shove in. That's just how it goes, guys. I'm gonna order me some of them little things that goes around it. Other than that, it works. I just tried it. I don't know why I didn't film it, but I did. It works. Maybe have to adjust on a little bit, but what the hell, man? I got electric choke. That's good. So, well, what next? Well, one of the other things I forgot is I need to re-gap these plugs. They look good. Look real good. I'm just gonna open them up a little more. I did buy new ones just in case, but these look fine. Well, plugs are gapped, choke is on. I did go through and retime it a little bit. Nothing major, just wanted to see what it was looking at. I need to drive it and adjust that vacuum advance. I considered just eliminating that altogether. It'll idle better, but I don't know. Been sitting here idling for a while. Not overheating, you know, just warm, but sounds good. So I guess I'll take her for a drive, see what she does. Well, she seems to run okay. A little bit of spark knock, adjusted that vacuum advance, but I mean, she'll So let's just remember that this channel, anything that can go wrong will f***ing go wrong. Wouldn't shift, throttle stuck. That right there is the switch pitch control for the transmission. That's great. That's f***ing great. We're gonna have a fun time in the old town tonight trying to find one of them. Or we may just have to do what I didn't want to do, and that's put a switch in the goddamn dash for the high stall. Really? Well, I fixed that problem. Thank Christ, because I looked at a used one of them, because nobody makes them. A used one was about $380. Buick. Anyway, I kind of reworked some threads and did some things, and I got her adjusted pretty good, and she's back to, we'll say, normal-ish. It's fine. There's ways that you can get around that thing, but I don't have that kind of time, and I'm not going to deal with it right now. Now, I still got some spark knock, so I'm adjusting on that canister. Still considering the fact I might just get rid of that altogether, but they say on these that you're not supposed to do that. So, I don't know. Took it down the interstate and it did fine. It drove fine down the interstate. It did get up to about 200 to 205, which they say that's fine. They can take up to 210, whatever, but what when I get into hotter climate? You know, what am I going to do then? So I need to think of some ideas here. Now, I do know that I have a 160 thermostat in there. That may be a problem. 180 was a problem. This thing calls for a 195. And a lot of people think if you put a lower thermostat in there, the car is going to run at a lower temperature. No, that's not true. What's going to happen is that's when the thermostat opens. So if it stays open at 160, it may not be leaving this engine enough time when it circulates it through the radiator to cool down, because the fan's doing great, man. You can feel it like crazy. You can just throw a rag down there and it'll catch against the radiator. The problem is I think the water is getting through too quickly. It's not allowing it to say. It's just the same thing as people that think running no thermostat's a good thing. No, it is not a good thing. It's bad. It's a system that all works together. So I got a new thermostat housing coming. It'll be here Monday. And I think what I'm going to do whenever I put that in, take me 15 minutes to change, I think I'm going to put a 195 in this thing. See what it does then, and then I'll just keep a 160 and the 180 with me, you know, on the drive, I suppose, because brand new radiator, brand new water pump, everything's pretty clean. I can't open it right now because it'll blast me in the face, but you know, 210, I ain't, or 200, I ain't too upset about that going down the highway. It's an old car, it's the way they were. A lot of iron there, man. But other than that, this sucker runs pretty damn good. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that exhaust, but I may have to get to that on another day, probably tomorrow, because I got a gig. I got to go play here in a little while. But anyway, stay tuned. I'll be back in just a flash for you. But I'm going to go play some music. Hey, we're back. Hungover and tired. That's how I am. So then we decided to go for a walk for 5 hours through a local log cabin site that has like a fall and a spring festival. Well, now we're back home, and I want to look at this to make sure that this choke is working properly. It's been sitting overnight, we ain't touched it, so I'm gonna have my esteemed assistant here, Zeppy. He's gonna fire it up because he knows how, because there is a specific way you have to start this, right? Okay, anyway, before we start, you see I adjusted that down and I made sure. See there? It flinks back. That means the spring is working. You can do that, and it opens just enough. But now it's locked back down. See? Should be good to go. I'll have him pump it, and we'll crank it over, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it works. By the way, my assistant Zeppelin here, look what he's wearing. That is our first official merchandise. That's right. What do you think of that, buddy? Pretty cool, huh? And that can be found, if you go to my About page, you can find the link to my Printify account. Right now, that's all I can do because we don't have the capacity to get a bunch of stuff here and time to get it all shipped. So that's the way we're doing it. That shirt is available. That's the Artemis shirt by Valentine. But there's also a shirt that just has my logo on it. Give her a look. If you want some, there it is. Now let's get this car started. All right, buddy. You know the tricks. There you go. Don't pump no more. Now just let it go. Well, I'll be damned. That's pretty good. There were a couple of formulas. Forma. smooth. Except for that damn lifter tap that takes forever to go away. Alright, I need to wire in some lighting on them gauges. Alright, let's try them. Yeah! Feel better if I had those little adapters. Shut off. Turn the lights on. Lights on.
You can see them on camera.
See ya? And they work with the dimmer. Just like that.
I zoomed in on them.
Works good. We got lights.
Yes.
Nothing's hanging. This is a mess. But that can be a mess. I ain't worried about it. We can fix that later. And I'll just take a zip tie, make sure all these are together. Again, I know what every wire goes to, but if anyone else has to ever get into this thing, boy, are they in for a treat. Because I got wires everywhere, and they're all either red or white. Because I don't have any other colors. I think I got one yellow somewhere. But, I wonder if the windshield wipers work. It's raining. Look at that. Huh? Look at that. There's one speed. We got two speeds. We do have two speeds.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome, man. If you think about it, this car was unable to have a windshield. It was unable to drive. It was unable to everything. Really, the only thing I got left to do in this interior that would make it back to pretty well normal, put a dash on it, maybe an original steering wheel, but they suck. They got that sideways thing in them, and they're just like this big, like grandma's steering wheel. But carpet. So when I get back, we'll put carpet in it.
Yeah, we need carpet.
I would like to put the original mirror back in it, one of them ones that hangs off of here. I don't like it off of here, but now it'll work just fine. You know? Just purrs like a kitten. Pretty cool, ain't it, Zeppy? And all my gauges work. 40 pounds of oil pressure, just under 14 on the volts. There's a light in there too. Yeah, look, it works. That's wild, and it dims. I probably need to find a light switch for this thing, because everything else in this car, in the dash, is like the low high here. Like I can't, this switch is bad right here. Oh my God!
It actually works!
Let me see that. The heater switch started working.
Yes.
Oh.
Are you serious?
I guess I'll just. There's medium.
At lower shelf.
Holy crap!
We found that.
We got heat and defrost and all kinds of stuff. Well, this is still kind of iffy, but I bet I can get it to work. How amazing is that? God, it just started working. I've been messing with that thing for weeks. Wow. That's awesome. I can't believe it. Wow, guys. Well, damn. So, we took her out for a little drive after we got all that. Me and Zeppy did. Ran over to O'Reilly's and got some seafoam. Threw it right down the crankcase. I then drove it home. I don't like leaving that stuff in my crankcase all the time. I know it says you can, but I don't like doing that. I just want to give it a good cleaning. It needs its next oil change before we take this thing to No Name Nationals at the end of the week. And I think I'm just going to change the oil in this thing and guys, that's it. This car is ready. I really can't believe how this thing turned out. It has been an absolute nightmare at times, and I cussed a lot. Probably was not good for my hypertension. It knocked a tooth out of my face, but you know, guys, this is all it takes. Find you an old car that somebody says is junk and prove them wrong. Completely prove them wrong. This has become my favorite car I own. Look at that. Look at that. The doors all work. The seats are fantastic. I just got to do a quick vacuum of it again. I am going to get a new dash for it. I found one, but I doubt I get it in, you know, before then. And I think I got a new console. That's actually out of my Cutlass. But, and I kind of like that steering wheel, kind of don't. I may look for something a little bit more old school, maybe a wood one. I thought would look neat in here. No chains, don't get the idea. I'm not putting chains in it. But that's gonna do it, guys. I don't think there's really much more I need to do to this car. Like I said, I'm gonna change the oil. I might try to figure out a way to clean that windshield up and maybe get some trim on it. You know, like actual trim somehow, get it molded into it with it. That way all the chrome's there. I have the trim for the back glass, or around the edges back here. But guys, that's gonna do it. Oh, you don't want to see me change the oil. That's a quick and easy deal. Everybody can change the oil. Well, maybe not everybody. I've been to Walmart. I've seen what they can do. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it. I really appreciate everything you guys watched on this. That really helps the channel. Please like if you like it. Please share it. Please subscribe if you have not already. The next videos you're going to see of this car is No Name Nationals and a little roughly over 3,000 mile round trip to Duct Tape Drags in Tucson, Arizona. I said I've already been told by some of the big wiggers that they can't wait to see this car. So now I don't have a choice. So we're going to get her down there. So from my good buddy little Zeppy right here and me, you guys take care of yourselves. Get ready for the cold, because here it comes. It's already got leaves falling. Hey, and don't forget, we got merch. You can go to the about part of my channel and just look up Printify Irish Outlaw Garage. That's the only way I can do it right now. I'm working on other ways to get it done, and no, right now I can't do the overseas stuff, I don't believe. I'm working on that too. Right now we got the Artemis shirts that he's wearing, and we got the Irish Outlaw Garage shirts. Fair enough, they'll ship them to you. Usually takes anywhere from 4 to 5 business days, maybe 6. Depends on where they come out of. So y'all take care of yourself. I hope to see y'all in Sikeston, Missouri for No Name Nationals. And then after that, I hope to see you in Tucson, Arizona at the Duct Tape Drags. I'll be there with a bunch of my friends. Hope to see you there. Peace, guys.